opened up in India, and we are at neck-breaking speed as a country, correct? And not only the private organizations or associations like SAE India, even the government is working in a very fast manner. In the first 10 minutes, I wanted to introduce you to SAE India and the general context of the drone ecosystem. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed very, very happy to welcome Dr. Padmanabhan, an experienced professional professor and director for the Virginia Tech India. Welcome, Dr. Padmanabhan.
Thank you.
For the first ever drone seminar by SAE India. And ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed very happy to welcome one of the longtime supporters of SAE India, who has served as a section chair, aerospace forum chair, and now the engineering education board chair, Mr. Muniratnam. Welcome. Welcome Pawan Chaudhary Saab, Secretary, Aurangabad Division, and welcome all other SAE patrons who've been supporting us. So ladies and gentlemen, for many of you, this is the first encounter with SAE India. So I thought we would take a little journey, a memory down the lane of 25 years of who's this SAE India, what do we do, and where are we? And I promise you it's going to be a very short flight, okay? Just 5 minutes. SAE India is the largest strategic alliance partner for SAE International. And SAE International is the only body which sets standards for the mobility industry. It is started by a group of executives, none other than Henry Ford and Wright brothers in 1904. So it's a 115-year-old institution currently headquartered in Warrendale, Pittsburgh, USA. And then we quickly take a flight to India. In 1991, thanks to late Narasimha Rao and Dr. Manmohan Singh, who have adapted the trade liberalization policy in the country, and the country has opened up, and we welcome the foreign entities in many fields. We have opened up slowly, and people like Dr. Pawan Goenka, who's the father of SAE India, thought that why not we bring SAE to India, and SAE India was born. So ladies and gentlemen, there were many technical programs, and SIAT was very significant. SIAT is Symposium of International Automotive Technology, a biennial event conducted by ARAI, Automotive Research Association of India, the finest homologation testing center for India, which means whatever vehicle on the road and off the road will have to be certified by ARAI. So in 1994 edition of SIAT, there were a couple of discussions, and then very quickly things moved on. The first section got formed in ARAI itself. It's called Western India Group, and we celebrate 25 years now. And then as we progress, as the time went by, we have formed several sections and divisions to cater to the needs of mobility professionals across India. So 2002, the headquarters is moved to Chennai. That is only a legal affiliation for the very reason that the academia and the contribution of auto OEMs and tier 1, tier 2 suppliers. You all know that Chennai contributes about 35% of the automotive landscape to India. So this is a brief history of SAE India, and much more information is available on our website, saeindia.org. I request all of you to kindly visit. How are we being managed? We are a member-driven technology society registered in Tamil Nadu, and the society's registered Registration Act. The office, I have the opportunity of leading the India office sitting out of Chennai. I am Venkatraj, Deputy Director General, by the way, and our board of directors, aka Management Committee or Managing Committee, has formed the operating structure, which is very simply put as 14544. One office, 4 forums, 5 boards, 4 sections, and 4 committees to manage. That's about SAE India. And what about this particular seminar? Things have changed from 1991 to 2020. I didn't say 2022, it was 2020. The reason is Ministry of Civil Aviation, or very fondly known as MOCA, has come up with the draft policy for the drones. Until such time, drones were used in a very colloquial manner when there was a storm, tsunami, earthquake, or any other large gatherings like Kumbh Mela, or the Kumbhakonam festival, or the Karnataka festival. This was the first time in the country of India's history, that there was a draft drone policy. It was floated for public consumption. And then in June 2021, there was a policy formed. Now, we are one of the few select countries in the world who has the drone policy in place. You can visit the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and we also have the Civil Aviation platform. We will very soon see for you to get certified, registered, etc. So there is a governmental support, and there is a big societal support, and then industry support as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to quickly take you to the high flights, the 5 benefits, the drones. Drones is the fond name, and the unmanned aerial systems, a very technical name, UAS, that might surprise you. So we will call drone as drones, okay? They can save lives. They can support law enforcement. Drones can contribute to safe infrastructure maintenance and management for large projects. You all aware that the world's tallest bridge is being built in our country, correct? You know where it is. So in such cases, 387 meters height, if you want to do surveillance or do a quality check, then drones are immensely helpful. This was one example, and it could be dams. It could be any other high structure, the tall structure, or where the human access is a very challenging one, okay? And then we are an agrarian economy, so we can streamline the agriculture management, starting from pesticide to crop management to observe and measure to take photos and to find out diseases and so on and so forth. Dr. Padmanabhan will tell you more about it. This is just a teaser. And it can also give media access to hard to reach places. It could be caves, it could be mines, or it could be any other place. So the second column gives you the information or the expansion of the benefits. And the third one is the job opportunities or application of drones. So having said this, these are the 5 benefits. I want to take you to the official information of MOCA. In March 2021, the paperwork was completed and UAS rules were published for public consumption, and in August 2021, it came into effect. See, the unmanned aircraft systems, or the UAS, commonly known as drones, offer tremendous benefits. It can do both technical as well as societal stuff, which can help you. Now, if you think that this is a little bit of too much of engineering involved or too much of English involved, don't bother. You don't need many of these. It's a simple step-by-step procedure to get certified. So this course is all about how to become a drone pilot. There are experts coming after me who will take you through this. And there is an aspiration and realistic vision to make our country a global hub, global drone hub by 2030. So ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, this is going to be my last slide. Somebody requested to annotate. Just give me a moment. The total market for drones is about $1.63 billion, which is huge. $1 billion is 7,500 crore Indian rupees. So you can calculate approximately about 12 to 15,000 crores is the market estimate by the researchers by 2026, another 4 years, from current market of 10 million. The analogy you can take is the mobile phones. When we started using mobile phones, it was one Nokia 5110. Correct, Moni? And then now, mobile phone monthly bill is somewhere around 200 to 300 rupees on an average, not more. We used to pay 15,000 rupees per month, half of the salary. Government fee for the drones is reduced, which means government is looking at flexibility and they welcome. And India has the potential to achieve more. Ladies and gentlemen, the advantage you have is two great institutions have joined together to offer this course to the masses. You need not be an engineer, but if you're an engineer and if you're a SAE India student member and a professional, that would help. And there is a platform set up by Government of India called Digital Sky. You will have to go and register yourself. It takes about 7 minutes. You need to have your passport, Aadhaar, and the other details like the mobile phone authentication, the mail authentication, all that, which is something we are used to it now for the credit card or the bank account, or even for applying for a new mobile connection or gas connection. We use this. So we are Aadhaar linked country, and they ask for Aadhaar and passport details as well for security reasons. What they do at the back end is they connect all these things and create a database of whoever wanted to register. Registration is the first phase, and in the second phase, you get certified. For that, DGCA, which is the government body, authorizes a few, I'm using the word few, bodies to train people, and Roadran Academy is one of them. Roadran Academy, the short acronym for robotics and drones, is having the parental support of Virginia Tech, which is one of the world famous universities started in 1852 in Virginia. So you can do a Google of Virginia Tech and Roadran Academy. And I would like to possibly stop here and hand it over to Mr. Muniratnam, who is the chairperson for Engineering Education Board. This particular board, which is the subset of the SAE India's Board of Directors, handles all, that is ALL, all activities of students, engineering students, the competitions. We call them as Collegiate Design Series. Welcome, Mr. Muniratnam, over to you. Sir, I think you're on mute.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatraj. Thanks for the wonderful intro and overview of SAE India per se for the participants, or maybe some of them not much familiar with SAE activities. Thank you for that. And also overview of the UAS activities. First of all, good evening to Dr. Padmanabhan, a very accomplished engineer, mentor, entrepreneur, and a very, very popular leader for all of us. I wanted to share here, he has been my mentor for many, many years, and he's still a mentor. I had the great opportunity to work under him in government organizations as well as in the private organizations, and we had an outstanding journey. Great international exposure was given by him. Thank you so much. So I'm very glad to kind of give an overview of Engineering Education Board. In the last couple of years, the strongest board within SAE India is the Engineering Education Board. We look after all the student-related activities, which is the biggest activity within SAE India. As some of you are aware that Baha, Supra, Epicycle, and various other events addresses the need of skill development in this country. And we had a fantastic journey in the last 10 to 15 years. Today, there is two sets of students in this country. Are you a SAE member and a participant or not? That's a kind of distinction we have brought in today. Any student who says that I have participated in student activities of SAE is well recognized by the industry because of the deep involvement of industry to support the skill development activities under this SAE platform. So we had a couple of interesting activities. We have introduced various schemes. And now, in the last 1 year, we thought that, as Mr. Venkatraj already highlighted, that 2021 regulatory requirements have been formulated by DGCA for drones. And most of us have actually seen drones in marriages. But again, as we have seen in the previous slides, that the application of drones is humongous. There is a great opportunity. With this keeping in mind, we were kind of introducing this activity for benefit of students. And fortunately, government has also streamlined a lot of activities. Now, coming to the specific activity, we were in touch with Dr. Padmanabhan, who is again an industry leader. He heads this consortium of Road Drone, which is well-established organization, international organization. They have excellent infrastructure. So he was highlighting what they do and how we can collaborate. Thanks to his great support and initiative, and thanks to my board members in EAB who all agreed that we have to take up this activity of drone training for students. So with this keeping in mind, we have discussed and we signed an agreement with Road Drone Academy. So I think it's going to be great benefit for the students. And in fact, when we initiated, there was interest even by the academicians. Some of the professors also wanted to take up these courses. I'm sure we will have the special course for the professors and the faculty advisors as well. So in fact, we wanted to start a bit early, but I think due to various reasons, we've kind of postponed. Sorry about that. Okay, keeping this in mind, I would like to once again welcome Dr. Padmanabhan and various other industry leaders who are here and the students, and also Dr. Padmanabhan's colleague, Dr. Dinesh, again, who is again a very passionate engineer related to this. So I welcome all of you. Thank you, Venki. Over to Dr. Padmanabhan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Muni. So I'll take 1 minute to introduce you, Dr. Padmanabhan. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably wouldn't have witnessed a personality who is an industry professional, worked in R&D and academia, visited multiple countries, and who's got wide network of connections both in academia and in the industry. You are going to witness now Dr. Padmanabhan, the former Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR University in Chennai, currently the Director for Virginia Tech, India. Over to you, Dr. Padmanabhan.
Good evening to everybody. Well, at the outset, the fraternity of academics is something very dear to me. As you said, I've held hats which are industry, working with government and then industry, and was an entrepreneur. And then, as he rightly mentioned, I was in academics for quite some time. But something I really enjoyed is to work amidst the students and in the academic thing, because the future is the students of India. So I'm very pleased that I'm presenting before you the opportunities that exist in the drone industry, as well as the drone piloting as one subset of the overall thing. We are in a very infant stage in this area of drones, but you would see in the next 5 years, as you see, keep watching it now with the enthusiasm that I am driving you to and initiating you to this field, you will see that it will go, leaps and bounds. Every day there will be activities, news, and things like that. And the horizon will open up for you to work, be it in the design, development, industry, government, or as a drone pilot. So I'll start with that, and we'll make a small video presentation. And with that, I'll be open after the presentation for any questions, answers, along with my couple of colleagues who are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatnaman. So, Hassan, over to you.
World over, there is a great demand for exciting job opportunities in drone. In addition to career opportunities as design analysis and manufacturing engineers, it is estimated that more than 5 lakh drone pilot jobs are expected to be filled in the next few years. Drone pilots can get employment in various areas such as entertainment, infrastructure, mining, agriculture, mapping, just to name a few. There are also important defense drone pilot needs. By getting a government-recognized drone pilot certificate, your doors are open to all these opportunities. In this webinar, being jointly organized by Virginia Tech India and SAE India, we will cover an overview of this. You all know that drones are already widely used all over the world, and you could see over the next 5 years, this market is set to grow to $43 billion worldwide. Using drones, a number of services can be rendered for various sectors of applications. You, as you get trained to be a certified pilot, can work very excitingly, and highly paid jobs will be in front of you in the drone service market. What is important here is to note that over the next 5 years, the Asian market, in addition to the European and American market, is expected to be the highest growth, and India will be a major contributor to this growth. This is linked to the growth of drone pilot demand, which is seen as the most lucrative job opportunity. Broadly, drones are used in defense and civil applications. The drone pilots also have opportunities to work for government sectors such as Ministry of Defense, DRDO, Border Security Force, etc. In civil or commercial applications, government and a large number of private companies are expected to offer related services. Everyone, therefore, needs a drone pilot. Here we have given a glimpse of the defense applications. Government of India is planning using drones in a variety of applications in the area of drones and in defense. Boeing, Israeli aerospace industry, Lockheed Martin are a few companies that have signed up contracts with India, and there will be opportunity to work as drone pilots, maybe in advanced level, for various Indian defense needs. The drones that the armed forces use are, of course, very large drones. However, once you get a feel of drones by getting trained in the first level, you can then move to larger advanced courses and become drone pilots in these big opportunities. Drones are also used by Navy, and they too are piloted by drone pilots from the ship, as well as they can fly autonomously. Let us talk a bit about commercial drones. As majority of you, after getting the drone pilot license, will work in this sector. Drones are used for surveillance, mapping, inspection, and delivery of food, medicines, etc. So what does surveillance and mapping mean? Looking at the ground, flying low, we can carry out a number of tasks. This is generally called as surveillance and mapping. We will present some examples where you as a drone pilot will perform all these operations for a variety of government and private sector people in India and all over the globe. This is one of the applications where drones are extensively used. This is a surveillance mission conducted during the recent Chennai floods. Optical zoom camera was used to search and identify people who need help in flooded areas. Drones are used for traffic surveillance to identify problems such as unregulated traffic, lane crossing, high-speed driving, overtaking, wrong direction travel, etc. The data from the aerial survey can be used for road monitoring, identify traffic patterns, traffic density, traffic flow, traffic individual vehicles, license plates reading, and much more. From the pictures taken by drones, we can do a total mapping of the area. This video presents it. These are considered as offline work, and as a drone pilot, and if you are an engineer, you can also get opportunities to be this type of operational person. Drones with optical zoom cameras and thermal cameras are used for inspection of structures like bridges, tall buildings, and other infrastructure. Using optical and thermal cameras mounted on drones, one can identify faults in power lines such as coronal discharge, insulator damage, corrosion, vibration damage, arcing damage, etc. Aerial survey drones are used for monitoring water bodies. Orthomosaic maps are used to identify encroachments and are also used to identify any contamination using what are called turbidity maps. As you could see from this map, the entire thing is color-coded. For example, the blue color that you see in the map is a low turbidity water, whereas as it keeps moving up, the red and closer to the red indicates highly turbid water. Another major application of drones is crop health monitoring. Aerial survey of crops using spectral camera is extensively used for creating vegetation index maps for identifying the crop health, and the affected areas are treated by means of targeted spraying using drones. As you are all aware, it is very time-consuming and expensive to inspect wind turbines whose blades are at a very high level. In such cases, drones are used to inspect wind turbines for structural damages like cracks on blades, corrosion of parts, etc. Drones perform life-saving applications of carrying medicines, organs, blood, etc. during emergency. They also help people drowning in rivers and waters by rescuing them by dropping life-saving equipments. The visuals you see here are a glimpse of typical drone training facilities. Virginia Tech US is an authorized center for drones, and the one on the left is the drone training center of Virginia Tech in Blacksburg near Washington, D.C., USA. So I am sure you have now understood how important and exciting role it will be that you can play as a drone pilot. However, it is not easy. There are strict regulations and you have to master the art of flying a drone. Unless you get trained well and pass the certification criteria, you will not get the license. No one can fly a drone unless you are trained and certified by a Government of India certified institutions, which is the Director General of Civil Aviation. As part of this drone training program, you will get trained on a class of drone types called as nano, micro, small, medium, and large. You can see that drones are classified based on their weight. The weight of the nano is less than 250 grams. These are very, very small drones, and you do not require a license to fly them. However, if you want to fly micro, small, medium, and large, you need to undergo this training and get trained as a drone pilot. There are various types of drones that are generally used. One is called a rotorcraft. It can be 4 rotors. It is called a quadcopter. It can be 6. It can be called a hexacopter, and so on. There are also drones that will resemble exactly like an aeroplane and also fly like an aeroplane. This is yet another drone. They are also classified in these various categories. And some other drones, which are called hybrid, will be a combination of both the rotorcraft and the aeroplane, and people can get certified specifically for this too. So just look at this. If you want to become a drone pilot, you will study theoretical, do simulation, and also get practicals. So what are the steps involved? First, you have to register through SAE with this course. SAE will later let you know how to go about registering yourself. As part of this course, there are 14 hours of theory, which will be carried out through a virtual mode, which will also have theoretical test, quiz, and various aspects. And this will typically be a 45-minute session and another 15 minutes of session with an instructor-led thing, so you can ask him the questions. Once you pass the theoretical test, you have to undergo a training in a simulator. This is typically a computer-based simulator, and we have these simulators with us, where you will exactly practice, as you normally do in a video game, how to fly the drone. Each one will typically undergo this training for 3 hours. And from this simulator, you will also have a skill test that you have understood the basic concepts of getting there. Once you pass this, you will go through the most important aspect of a practical, hands-on flying training. Each one typically, on an average, will take 6 hours. Based on your capability to assimilate, you may even go to 8 to 10 hours. It is very, very important. At the end of the day, we will completely handhold you till you are fully equipped to become a drone pilot. And we will conduct an exhaustive skill test to ensure that you are eligible to become a drone pilot of Government of India certification. Then we recommend, and you will get the Government of India certification. Your name will also appear in the digital sky as a drone pilot of the Government of India. This whole training is carried out by Virginia Tech as a knowledge partner and Mayur Technologies as its implementation partner under the brand name of Rodron Academy. A brief video on this is hereby presented.
Become a DGCA certified drone pilot. Want to be a drone professional or a startup? Your journey begins with us. Rodron Academy is India's premier remote pilot training organization approved by DGCA. Propelled by Mayur Technologies and with its knowledge partner Virginia Tech India. Rodron Academy works extensively in the area of aerospace engineering and autonomous systems including drones and robotics. Program offered. Micro category. 250 grams to 2 kilograms. 35 hours of training. Industry expert sessions. Training in drone simulator. Drone integrating sessions. Flying sessions.
World over, there is a great demand for exciting job opportunities.
Thank you, Dr. Padmanabhan. I think we can invite some questions at this stage, if you're okay, and then move on to the courses.
Yeah, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can post it on the chat box. Please feel free Hassan, can you just hold that video? Pause it, please.
Good evening, sir. May I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I observed that there is a flight time of the drones are to be very less, near about 10 to 15 minutes. It is possible to spray the pesticides in the farming sector in so much a little but time. How
No, no,
how
you
can overcome
see,
this problem, sir?
sorry, can you repeat your question?
My question is to be in a spraying robots, there is a flight time is to be 10 to 15 minutes, maximum flight time. How this one is possible to large number of area in a near about 10 to 15 minutes? This is not possible, sir.
No, no, it is not 10 to 15 minutes for spraying. See,
Yeah.
are you talking of the training or are you talking of application?
Application.
No, no, see, applications basically, the drones are extensively used for spraying in large fields, as you know. And there are what are called generic spraying and there are what are called targeted spraying. Generic spraying, well, when you say 10 to 15 minutes, we are talking about an acre or a hectare of land, So depending on the largeness of the land, obviously it will take much, much more to, do that. And as you go on, every 15 minutes is the battery strength. See, basically in a small or a medium drone, which will be what you will start with, the restrictions is maximum 30-35 minutes is what a 10-liter capacity, pesticide will hold. So what we do is every time it will target a portion, let's say a couple of hectares, come back, the battery needs to be replaced, and after 10-15 minutes, again it will start. So that's how it is. It is not based on the capability. The capabilities are very large, but we need to fill the tank with the fuel as also the change in battery, and that's the reason why it is set as 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hey, Venki, this is Vinay. Good evening.
Yes, please.
Vinay, good to have you.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm enjoying. There are some questions on chat box and there are some questions from me as well. So are you trying to take those questions here?
Okay, so we thought we can make it interactive. Dr. Dinesh, what is the flow? Would you like to finish the slides which are on the screen or take some questions now?
We can run through firstly the course.
Your voice is very low, Dinesh. Probably you'll have to hold your headphone.
Yeah. So what we intend doing is maybe some of the questions that can come now might relate it to a bit of a detail about the course because the course was very generically covered. So now let us go through a bit on the second portion of giving a bit detail about DGCA syllabus, which is the ground and the air. And then we can take questions because quite a few of them might get cleared by virtue of this. So can I go ahead and do that, please?
Please go ahead, sir. When I hold it for a few more minutes, we will complete a 10-minute DGCA syllabus and the course structure, and then we'll take the whole thing. Over to Dr. Bhatnaman.
Okay, so we already told you that there are three distinct phases to this drone pilot training. One is theory, the second is simulation, working on the simulator before you go to the real flight. So the regulations of the whole syllabus is given by the Government of India. And every drone academy that is certified by Government of India has to follow this syllabus, just as when you are doing an engineering course, you follow the AICTE or the UGC syllabus. So basically, you understand that in various countries, there are various rules. For example, the Europeans follow what is called EASA, the Americans follow FAA, and in India, it's called the DGCA. So there are international rules and regulations. Then there are what are called, when you fly these drones, like a pilot keeps talking to the tower, here also you have to keep talking and get permission when you are flying on any activity. So that your civil airport authority also comes into the picture. Then we talked about the classification, micro, small, medium. So depending on each one of them, these classifications and the corresponding rules also vary. And all the drones that you will fly have got to be type certified by Government of India. And there are individual bodies who are approved by DGCA for type certification. So the drones that one flies cannot just be something that is just you bought it over from India or abroad and fly. It has to have an Indian certification. These rules are now becoming tighter and it has just been introduced in India. So, and then there are regulations for registration, sale and deregistration of these drones based on how safe they are and things. And the operation of drones is the last part. Now the basic, so just to run you through, it's not very important. So there's a 15-hour of class, so you will understand right from fundamentals of flight to the basics understanding of aerodynamics. It is not that you need to understand them in full, but you have to get an appreciation. So if you are an aerospace engineer, you understand them already because they are fundamental. But since people come to the table from electrical, mechanical, civil, any engineer, so we are just introducing you to the very, very basic concepts of flight and how do you make a turns and things like that. The next important thing, as I mentioned, is to talk to the air traffic control. There are a lot of procedures. There is a way in which you correspond to him before starting the drone. You have to get an approval from him. And all these are covered to you and it will be explained to you. The next one is actually there are fixed wings and we have said various things. Even though we will have to operate on a rotorcraft, they are also just as an introduction. But every one of you will get trained in a rotorcraft operation and what are the types, what are the maneuvers, and all this will be explained to you. Then the weather and meteorology is very important. See, just as sometimes when there is a rough weather, when there is a cyclone, the aircrafts are not allowed to fly. Similarly, drones also have the same issue. So you need to get weather and meteorology data. Of course, when you talk to the air traffic control, it will let you know that, well, it's safer from the zone in which you are operating, let's say Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai. They will let you know that, well, it's perfect to fly now. There is no issue. And they will give you certain details of the pressure, temperature, heat, and things like that. Then, it is just that you should imagine a drone is an equipment and everything goes through a small process. Sometimes the connection might go off. Sometimes your voice may not be up there clear to the air traffic control. So you need to understand some basics of how do you set it in, how to make, you just plug out the connectivity and then check if there is a problem and things like that. So we will also introduce you as a 1 to 2 hour of training on basics of how do you maintain a drone on a very routine manner and how do you check if there are minor issues with the drones. Then, of course, you do a risk assessment and analysis. Suddenly there is a problem. How do you do an emergency landing? If there is a power problem, how do you handle it? How do you come back safely to your place? And things like that will also be told to you during the practical training as well as during the theory. Now, every one of these drones, ultimately, as you have seen in the video, carries something. A camera maybe a spray mechanism, maybe a sensor. So how do we connect them, how they are installed, and how do you use them is also will be taught in a very generic way for you to understand the application of drones more than just the drone flying. So now, these are all the theoretical aspects. So approximately on a 1 hour, we will take you through 11 to 12 hours of theory, which will be in a hybrid mode. That means the sessions will be recorded and played to you. And last 15-20 minutes, there will be an instructor-led thing where you can ask your questions, your doubts about that. And once in your 3 classes and all that, there will be a quiz and there will be a test to understand that you have understood everything that we have taught you. And now we go to the most important thing, flying class. See, at the end of the day, theory is just one portion of it. You should be able to handle and fly a drone. And therefore, the first stage is that you will get trained in a flight simulator. So you don't directly go to a drone and then you get frightened about it and you suddenly are a bit nervous. So this is exactly like how you practice in a video game. However, the drone that you are going to use in the training will be the drone in front of you. You will have a control on hand, which is exactly the one that you will use during the flight training. And this flight simulator training will be trained to you, initially in batches of 3, but then each one of you will also handle it and ensure that you understand the flight simulation through a simulated environment. Then, I have also mentioned for basic assembly and testing, 1 to 2 hours of training will be given to you. This is just to understand. Sometimes you switch on your computer and you see things are not happening. So you unplug and plug and things like that. These are fundamentals. And lastly, you will do a practical, you will be given the training and it will be a practical solo flying. Our instructor will handhold you in the initial 4-5 hours of training and slowly he will allow you to fly, take off, fly, land safely, and all that will be taught to you. So basically, you see, like everybody, I'm sure you're aware in aircraft also you have a small aircraft to Boeing 737, 747, 777. Similarly, you need to, if you are the first timer where you take a drone pilot license, you have to start from the bottom. As we have said, the first stage of green is not available. So this is micro category. These are fairly good drones with 250 to 2 kg. This will be the one for which you will certify. So the total duration of this course is 35 hours theory, simulation, as well as hands-on training. The theory is 14 hours, and there will be a test at the end of it for 40 minutes, and there will be a simulator training, and there will be a test, and there will be a practical assembly maintenance and flying test, and finally a flying test where you have to fly and show up with, in the environment before you get your certification. So if you want to become a DGCA Government of India certified drone pilot, this is the process. So we start with the micro category, and there is a very special fee that is there for the entire program, which is an SAE concessional fee, which is 20,000 plus 18% GST. This program will typically run approximately 6 to 8 weeks. In batches, we'll explain you after you register and all that. There will be another course specifically for those who registered to give you a briefing before you start the course. And Rodron Academy, as it was mentioned, is a very approved Government of India institution. And, this is the knowledge partner is Virginia Tech India, which is a part of Virginia Tech USA. So if you get trained on this, the salient features I have explained already, but most importantly, the career opportunities are immense. You can work in defense, you can work in real estate and constructions. Opportunities exist in mining, oil and gas. As we are talking yesterday, ONGC has asked for nearly 30 drone pilots and much more are coming in the offing. Aerial photography, not just for your marriage, that's the simplest of the thing, but you do aerial photography in various environments like what we showed in the video. Well, insurance and journalism extensively used drones, energy, telecommunication, and the manufacture, sale, service of drones itself, you can be an entrepreneur. As we go along, because that's a great opportunity. So if you want to understand and register, please click on to this link and Hassan will also explain you later. And once you go there, there will be a registration form and the way to start. We will then register you, and once the payments are received, the first batch of 30 students, the training will start in approximately 3 to 4 weeks from now. Now I'll be open to take a bit of me and a couple of my colleagues are here. If you have anything typically to ask us on this, please feel free to do so.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatnaman. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinay, everybody, we are open for question and answer. We will take the oral questions first, whoever is talking, and then once that is over, we will take up the chat box questions. Vinay, over to you. Mr. Vinay Roy is the number 2 in MOOC, which is one of the prominent suppliers to Boeing, Airbus, and many others located in Electronic City. And he's one of the active members of Aerospace Forum. Mr. Vinay Roy, over to you.
Thank you for introduction. Please bear with my sound, really. I just signal stuff.
Okay.
It's a nice session, really. I'm glad that we could do it. I'm appreciating as more as a participant and not kind of being a part of the SAE, SAE Aerospace Forum. So I see a great value in this session. I think it just seems to be right on time. More from my personal interest point of view, the question I had was, do I need to be associated with any organization to be a pilot, or I can be a pilot on my own as an individual?
Sorry, what is the real question? Yeah,
So the question is there any association required? For example, the aspirants will have to be part of any organization like Boeing, Moog, Collins Aerospace or anything, or as an individual?
No. One can be an individual. In fact, this training is open by DGCA, and DGCA has identified nearly 17 institutions in India as an approved center. So anyone, be it a student, be it a professional, aspiring professional for a drone pilot, can definitely join the course. There is no restriction.
Thank you. Does it
Thank
clarify,
you.
Vinay?
Yes, it does. If you allow, Venki, I'll have another question. I know there will be many questions. So is it okay if I go for one more question?
Yeah, go ahead, because
Yes, please.
you are
It's
the common voice.
Sure, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, really. So the next question is, since the training includes hands-on as well, where there will be instructor, kind of a standing side by the side of the, let's say learner or aspirant. So can that training happen anywhere in India, or do we need to be, in a specific place?
Yeah.
No, actually,
Your voice is low, Dinesh. You have to increase the volume possibly, or come closer.
I think he's asking, can the training happen anywhere in India or just in his specific location?
That's right. That's my question.
Yeah.
Dinesh, your voice is not audible.
Okay, now that I could understand, I will answer. See, actually, this trainings, the way we are introducing it is basically, as you are aware, the theory classes are anywhere you can take it. But for the simulation as well as on the practical training, the government of India has identified only certain zones where the, which are approved for drone training. But however, they are spread all over India. So the west zone, the south zone, everywhere, virtually every state has got a place where it can be trained also. Therefore, our intention right now is initially start with a zone or with Chennai and the Tamil Nadu, and then there are other things. But very soon it will spread into the various aspects we want to go down. And it can also happen in your own town once there is a critical mass of around 30 students, let's say in Warangal or in a place. We could come down and even the practical training can happen there. And we would get access to the green zone, which is there in Andhra Pradesh or closer to the location. And all the local people can assemble there for the thing, while the training on theory can happen on a hybrid mode.
Thank you, Dr. Padmanabhan. It helps.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Mane from College of Engineering, Bhatnaman. As you mentioned, 20,000 training cost for small drones as per your specification, which includes certifications also.
Yes.
DGCA.
It includes including certification, and you will get the moment this certification. This is a DGCA certification, and once it is there, your name will appear in the Government of India DGCA Digital Sky platform, and everyone can see that you are a certified drone pilot.
And with the support of that certification, can we use large, medium size, large size drone?
No.
Can we operate?
Okay,
For
no.
that purpose, what is the need?
No, actually, this course is primarily for micro. There is
Okay, fine.
another one which is a different syllabus, slightly different syllabus for the medium, which is called the small category, and another one for small category and medium category. So you graduate, if you are very new to drone flying, you have to graduate at presently being a micro category, and then you can move over, to a small category, and of course you can also move over to a larger category or free of time. There is, in terms of theory, the syllabus is nearly 70% the same. And in terms of practical training, you will be using much, much larger drones. The small, when we say that itself is 25 kg, and say it is 2 to 25 kg. And then when you talk of bigger drone, which is called the medium, that itself is 25 to 150 kg. So they are big animals. It is like small 72-seater to a Boeing 737 to 777 thing. So you need to gradually go through, and we will be offering those courses also as we go along.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Means we need to take the certifications of drone based on their size: small, micro, small, medium, large.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it one by one? One by one, we go ahead.
Correct,
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Vikram.
Unless you already have taken already a micro, then obviously you can join our next course on medium, which we small, which we will learn. But right now, you have to graduate from the undergraduate to a graduate to a PhD.
I knew that. I knew that. Because of
Yeah.
there will need to pilots to operate that. That is very important to claim everything, to claim the subsidy, to apply for the scheme, to drive the drone, for many more things would require that. But with the help of micro drones, we can able to do only photography and picturing, and just monitoring of the picture only. Imagination.
Well,
That is
nowadays, true. Nowadays, you use, since up to 2 kg, you can do significant amount of sensors, larger, even FLIR. I mean, what they call not simple cameras, but very complicated night vision cameras, surveillance. All that can be used using this type of a certification application.
Sir, I have the last question. Are you knew the battery backup condition of drone? Then battery backup.
Yes.
Whether we consider 25 kg drone having the capacity to carry 12 liters of water along with pesticide, then how much capacity of the drone to spray pesticides? How much time?
Yeah. You see, even the medium zones carry 10. See, when I say small, the small is between 2 kg to 25 kg, and therefore, what we do is there will be a spraying tank of 10 liters fixed onto the thing, and the battery will be swapped every 20-25 minutes or 30 minutes. So the moment you spray these 10 liters, anyway, you need to refill the tank. So you come back, refill the tank, swap the battery. So all it takes is another 10 minutes to do both of these, and then start reflying. So like this, typically you can fly in 8 hours, nearly 5.5 to 6 hours of spraying, and you can cover something typically like 30-40 hectares, not acres, of land in spraying.
Yes, we need to keep some spare batteries, multiple batteries, 2, 4, 6, 8. Then it will be easy to carry out the maximum hectares.
Yes. There is a very small battery station that you will keep. Typically, you take 2-3 batteries, all of them get charged. So the moment one has got discharged, you charge it like your mobile. And
I thought at a time we required 2 pair of batteries. At a time required pair of batteries as per observing the structure. This one pair, when you use another, we have to load it.
Yes.
Again, likewise, alternate we have to manage it.
Thank you, Dr. Vikram.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
More details, technical details, the moment you join, they'll be able to teach. We'll take other questions.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving that.
Okay, there are a couple of questions in the chat box. Maybe we can.
Yes, Muni. I'm coming to that, but I'm just giving an opportunity for somebody to talk.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, yes.
Can I ask one question, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir, if I got a medium category drone license, then can I fly micro category as legal in India?
I think, one second, Dinesh?
No, actually,
Now, if he gets the higher category, can he fly the lower category? That is his question.
Yeah.
understand, because DGCA is clearly given.
You're not audible, Dinesh.
Okay, now DGCA has clearly given 3 syllabuses. As I mentioned, it is like undergraduate, graduate, and PhD. So directly, in principle, nobody joins the postgraduate unless you are an undergraduate. Of course, today I've seen in paper that you can go from undergraduate to PhD directly, and a university has allowed. So the opportunities also, because there is a additional syllabus, and when I say additional, it is not that additional, but some of the aspects are completely changed in terms of the understanding that you want to have if you want to fly a small category. So what DGCA says is very clearly, if you make up your mind, you want to do undergraduation, do it with micro. You want to do small, you do that, because in micro and small, you have rotorcraft, which is 2 days, which is hybrid is 2 days, and airplane is 2 days. The moment you go to small and medium, completely it is much higher and then larger. So the ideal thing is you choose your mind that you wanted to fly, and our personal advice is this is like a skill. So, and it is very risky and very difficult, as one could go through the course. So best is to go through in a very systematic way of micro, small, and medium and large.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Very important.
And
Yeah.
sir, one more question.
Yeah.
Anji.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I cleared my. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
ठीक है.
The very important is given, the micro and the not.
Okay, now DGCA has very clearly given the category as micro and small and medium, like that. So you needed to follow that. This is like AICTE, unfortunately or opportunately. And examination is also like that.
Okay, any other question? Even Hindi is okay, any other regional language is okay, so don't worry about English.
What will be the fees for small and medium category?
Okay, if you the micro is 20, the special price for SAE is micro is 20, small is 25,000, and the medium category is 35,000. Since we are launching it as an initial thing, we thought we would start with micro. And as we go along, if there are in the marketplace, people who have already done through us or from others, the micro category, then we will launch within another 2-3 months, the medium and then the other ones. But it is very progressively very minor, because as I mentioned earlier, you already know flying, you already know 70% of the syllabus. So it's only marginal, another 5,000 rupees that you pay for the next one and another 10 for the larger one.
Okay, sir.
This is, of course, you could compare the market. This is specific SAE special price that we offer, particularly for students. Of course, the others who are in that category of associated academics will be happy to do if he is a professor and others.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Padmanabhan. So, Mr. Viren Singh, there are 3 things you will have to notice. One is this is not like a regular IT training. This involves certification and
Yes, sir, I
security. And the second thing is, we will have to follow the guidelines of the certifying authority, which is DGCA. Neither Rodran Academy nor SA India has any power to alter that structure. If DGCA says you'll have to go step by step, first LKG, then UKG, then first standard and second standard, we will have to follow that.
Understood.
And also the second thing is it requires simulators, number 1. Theory, though, you can do it online. Kabhi karenge, kidhar bhi karenge. But when it comes to practicals, you will need simulators. So, which means you will have to come to the practical lab. Number 3, more important is when you get certified, you can only do it in DGCA certified drone spaces. So that is in Valaja, which is about 267 kilometers from Bangalore, equal distance, about 250 kilometers from Chennai. So right now, this is Chennai and Valaja based. Okay, so if we get only one or two small category students and then 22 micro students, it's very difficult to merge these because of certification requirements. We'll take it step by step. The third thing is typically in other institutions, it's about 30,000 to 50,000 rupees. I also saw a comment that Government of India Skill Development is providing drone free. We'll come to that. That is very different, and this is very different. This is a complete package. It involves theory, practical simulators, taking you to the certified drone space and get it certified. So the whole package.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I understand.
Thank you.
sir.
So
Any
one
other-
small thing is, in addition to Valaja, we also have a site which is around 40 kilometers from Chennai,
Yeah.
near the Mahindra World City, just immediately after that, which is also a certified place for us where we can get trained people in and around Chennai, since it is a major metropolitan city. So we can take them, we can go in 1 hour from Chennai.
Yeah, I almost consider that as Chennai.
Yeah.
Sir, there is any validity for the license certificate?
Well, the government has, there is a validity of, 2 years, and it is renewable. As such, you see, as we have mentioned, the drone policies keep changing. The government has just announced the whole thing in October as a drone thing, and then now they are revising it. So presently, it is valid for 2 years, but renewable.
After 2 years, we have to again go for the license?
No, not necessary, I presume, but the government has not yet clearly said that, but they said that maybe there is only a test that you need to do in order to just be doubly sure that you are current with your skills.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So Umesh ji, abhi to we cannot give any speculation. We will go with whatever government guidelines, basically DGCA guidelines.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
कहाँ से आप उमेश जी?
उस्मानाबाद सर, CU College of Engineering, उस्मानाबाद, महाराष्ट्र.
हाँ, मालूम है.
Very nice.
Very good, very good. Thank you for the question. Any
Can
other
you,
question?
sir, this is Srinath. Hello.
Srinath from?
This is Srinath from Chennai. So my question is that can you hold multiple licenses at the same time for different categories?
No. Well, Dinesh?
I'm audible now? No, audible? Yes. No, actually,
Yes.
DGCA is clearly given. No, you have to be the theory and then ground class. You want to perform and then clear the test. That is very important. Okay, you want to clear the test. That means you can't do a multiple. First micro. Suppose you are doing a small category. You want to clear it. Once completed, you can do it. No, medium category. Okay, you want to clear the certificate. That's a very important. You want to be that certificate. If you have to give also, you want to attend the theory and then flying class and simulator. That all the records will be there. We have to submit to DGCA. That is very, very important. The records, the flying, the results, test result also, the percentage will be there. That also very important. We are a Virginia Tech. We are a high-end technology. The certification, training, or the student point of view, come up with image process technique and all.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If there are no voice questions, then we can address the questions in the chat. Can I request Dr. Dinesh and Dr. Padmanabhan to go?
Yeah,
one
I am
by
just
one?
looking at them. So one Shantanu to everybody. I want to become a drone pilot. My name is Shantanu Mistry. Well, definitely you are welcome. It's a great opportunity. You will never regret the decision because, as we have mentioned, the jobs are plenty, and so the opportunities will be very good. And but you have to put a bit of dedication, and this is like invariably in a class. Theory is 70%, practical is 30%. Here it is ulta. Okay, theory is 30%, but your skill to really fly because you are at the end of the day like a pilot, an aircraft pilot. So you have to very sincerely try and complete the courses well. We will handhold you. When we say that we will train you only for 4 hours, it doesn't mean that we will just train you for 4 hours. If you are a bit, slow learner in our own sense of practical, we can give you another couple of hours of training, but ensure that at the end of the day, you become a real good drone pilot. So the next question I see is from Aryan Sanjay. My question is not related to drones. So I presume this session is primarily on drone. So if you have anything we can address. Why is DGCA, another from name, why is DGCA certified drone cost is so high? Well, you see, this is very, very, you look at, when you want a training from an FAA of USA or Singapore training center or everywhere, you can't even imagine. It's something like $4,800 to $5,600, which means that around 3.5 lakhs if you want to do it in the United States to get an FAA. And another $170 is the minimum fee for paying for the FAA certification. So in India, I mean, just as any other thing, it's very highly government subsidized reasonably. And so this is not at all more expensive. You could see that a trainer, it's not just a group of class. We have to spend time with you on an individual capacity to really make you understand. Therefore, it's a very, very, I would say it's the most competitive price that is offered anywhere in the world. I mean, in India, not necessarily from us. The next one is, when I write everyone, can I become a drone pilot as an individual? Or do I need to be associated? As we have mentioned already, no, as an individual, you can do that. Next question is from Atreya. Are the drones India-based? Yes, these are all our training drones are all fully Indian-based. So excepting that the battery, obviously, the rest of them are fully Indian. So the training drone that you will use will be completely Indian. Sir, next is from Rakesh Kumar. Is drone covering large-scale drone flying course? Road drone covering? Yes, we are covering from undergraduate to graduate to PhD. As I mentioned, as we go along, not necessarily in sequence, we'll continue to offer these courses over the next 2-3 months. Every time we'll be introducing them. So I mentioned where this training will take place. Theory is hybrid. The practical simulator is depending on the number of people in a zone. It can even be offered in that place, or it will be in Chennai or in this type of thing presently, but we will have much more training centers across Tamil Nadu and in other states. And then the practical things, as I mentioned, we have 2 centers, 2 zones which are approved by DGCA, but we will have much more to do in each place. Next is from Jay Gandhi. With drones becoming autonomous in future, what role will the certified pilot play then in the future? You see, autonomous, I hope you are aware, even today, when you go from Delhi to New York, after you took 1 hour, there is a quadruplex digital flyby system. So the pilot just relaxes next to 12 hours, the aircraft goes automatically. This is true of 747, 777 if you don't know. So obviously, when you say autonomous, let's say you want to deliver a medicine from Delhi to Gurgaon. Yes, the whole thing we will plan autonomous, but still there is a lot of human element involved in the autonomous flight. You sit in a control room, you may not physically be looking at it, but you need to ensure that it is going rightly. There are no perturbations, there are no weather changes in between. Until the thing goes and delivers its purpose in Gurgaon, you need to physically look at them. So autonomous is the very advanced position, but it does not replace a drone pilot. So the next thing is Sanjay Jain. Why are we not focusing on public transport? I believe public transport is the future for at least India. Is it possible to have competition such as SAE, Baja, but related to public transport? Well, I presume the question is to SAE, and you can address that, please.
We have EEB chair there. See, when it comes to public transport, it involves a lot of regulation, and we are not supposed to do it on the roads. All our competitions are restricted to confined certified places with, when you want to conduct a competition, you have to get 7 different licenses. Over to Muni.
Yeah, thank you. It's an interesting question, Aryan Sanjay. I was trying to reply in person, but I'm glad that I can address this here. SAE globally is a technical society. We set the standards. For example, we play very, very important, extremely important and a big role in safety of the vehicles which are on the road. When you say public transportation, all the regulatory requirements, when you say designing the cars, designing the buses, most of the standards or the majority of the standards come from SAE. We play that role, but we are not a regulatory body. For example, I'm sure Dr. Padmanabhan would remember this a long time back when we worked on a project for Volvo in Sweden. Each country in Europe has got their own regulation just on the, not even the headlights of the truck, but the indicators on the truck cabin regulatory requirement. That has to be again approved by SAE Standards Committee. We play that role, but we don't implement the regulatory requirements. But certainly we have a role to play, but not on the regulatory requirement. I hope I've addressed you on that.
Thank you, Moni. There is a time check. It's already about 1.5 hours into the session. Over to Dr. Padmanabhan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will quickly go through. The next question is, are we getting drone pilot certification or just training? I have mentioned you will get, the ultimate aim of this course is to get a drone pilot certification. Where is Rodran Academy located? Right now it is in Chennai. I am from Vadodara, Gujarat. How can I join this training? Well, you can definitely join the training. As I mentioned, initially these trainings are held here. But as we go along, the moment we have a critical mass, SAE is trying to address this, that in each zone, when there is a critical mass of 30 students, as we go along, we will be able to do this training right in Gujarat. I don't know Vadodara, but definitely in Gujarat in a very major place. And somebody is thanking me. I appreciate it. And another is how to get small category drone pilot license. As I mentioned, there is already a syllabus, there is a training program, everything lined up. So the moment you finish micro, and if your intention is to go for small, by then this would already be there. And what will be the fee for the small and medium? I mentioned already. So there will be a marginal increase. Micro is 20, the small will be 25, and the larger will be 35,000, which is the special SAE category fee. Next one is Government of India Skill Development was providing drone free training. Well, if they do, I would be very great. There are a lot of, even within the educational institution, there are government, private. Well, if they give, that's good for them, because always government also works on social cause. That will be good for if they give that. Hi, sir, if we take the micro category drone license from Rodran, and if you want to upgrade our license to small and then medium through your academy, then what will be the fees? I have already addressed it. Total how many days of training duration? I have mentioned it is 35 hours. All put together, theory, simulation, and testing. Will the academy accept registration 3-4 months from now? Well, it will be a rolling program. Yes, as and when there is a space available for filling. As I said, we want to do in batches of 30. It will always be open at some stage or the other. Where is the training place? I have addressed. What role drone pilots play for autonomous drone? I have addressed. If get certificate in micro, can I fly all drones? I have addressed. We can do register medium category drone as per new rule, but still there is no data available for medium category pilot license. Well, the government has recently come out with all the syllabus and everything for medium as well as the small as well as the medium ones very recently. I think that's all the questions that I have on the chat box.
Yes.
Over to you, back.
Thank you. So we normally take a group photo. So I request all the participants to switch on the video if that is possible. If you are driving and doing it on a mobile, don't do it. If you are flying, don't do it. Otherwise, why don't you switch on the video? We'll just capture it. This is basically for our social media. We normally post it in LinkedIn, FB, Twitter. I'm very proud to say that we enjoy about 42,500 followership in LinkedIn, which is the highest for any technical society in India, any technical society across any sector. Thank you for switching on. And Ilango and Hassan, why don't you take the group photo for our social media? We can take it up. So good to see all the future drone pilots' faces.
I think some more people are switching on. So
yeah, just hold it for a minute. Let me also sell the SAE India membership because I'm seeing your faces. Let me do the job. Please visit the saeindia.org site. It takes about just 90 seconds to become a member. It's an annual membership fee, very, very less fee. So, okay, I think everybody is in. I see a lot of young and aspiring faces, which is good. And a lot of questions. You see, I've been moderating these kind of sessions for over 20 years now, both as a
very encouraging.
very encouraging. When the participants are interactive, which means they have deep passion for that particular field, and it is coming out. And we are very, very glad. Do not worry if you do not have the money now. Okay, I'm just getting a little personal. Hold it for future, because this is not a one-time training. The relationship between SAE India and Roadrun Academy is for years to come. So we will have more batches. So when you have the money, you can join in, and we will also refine. Okay, so keep looking for SAE India site and Roadrun Academy site for further updates. I think if that is all, can you click a group photo? And with that, let me start my word of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, my thanks to all the participants who have taken time off in the emerging field of drones with Roadrun Academy. And of course, our sincere and deepest thanks to Dr. Padmanabhan, Dr.
Dinesh Kumar.
Dinesh of Roadrun Academy, and all the staff of Roadrun Academy. Muni, for taking time off in your personal visit to Chennai. Thank you. You've been supporting as ever. And thanks Hassan and Ilango for putting the background things and then flying this program at a great height. Started off with the flyers, very aptly named. And then launching this registration, so on and so forth. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Venki. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Jai Hind.